Nazism in Germany. Now you can say that it was a version of fascism, but you can say it was a more strict version of fascism, which had been popularized by Adolf Hitler during the interwar period. Now, what happened basically in the case of Italy, we had noticed that it felt cheated because of the Allied powers not giving it enough of the territories which it required. But what was the issue with Germany? It was that the humiliating Treaty of Versailles. This was the major bone of contention, and what happened because of this, Germany had to lose its multiple territories, right? And it had to pay heavy reparation to compensate for the damage that was caused during the war. And Germany, because of this, felt complete injustice to what had been done to it. And consequently, what happened? A nationalist wave ran throughout Germany, which demanded vengeance for the unjust imposition of the Treaty of Versailles. Now, see over here. After this, what happens? Ultimately, in Germany, an election is held, and this is between the parties, and the Social Democratic Party, which wants the election, and it drafts a constitution in Germany, which is also known as Weimar Republic. This is happening, but there is a revolt against this Weimar government, and there was another revolt which was organized under the guidance of Hitler. Is it clear? And it is said that during this time when Hitler had been arrested, he wrote his autobiography Mein Kampf, which later had become the manifesto of the Nazi party. Now let's see very quickly over here. What were the factors for growth of Nazism in Italy? First is your economic crisis which had been happening. Second is your war reparations. Now, what is this economic crisis? What happened? That inflation had arisen or rose a lot high, and the government, it was faced to take loans from multiple countries. The currency ultimately in Italy had completely devalued, and this had led to high unemployment rate. There were multiple war reparations, and Germany, it had to pay a heavy amount of money as a reparation under the Treaty of Versailles. And Germany, it was held also responsible for World War I. Now, German armed force, even it had to be reduced to 1 lakh. We had already seen it lost even the Rhinelands, it has lost even the Saar Valley, it has lost even the Alsace and Lorraine to France. Is it clear? Now what happens? There is coming up of Dawes Plan. What happens? Following the imposition of this reparation, the German government made an appeal to reduce its amount, and consequently United States of America, under the leadership of its finance minister, it suggested a few change in Treaty of Versailles, which is known as Dawes Plan. But what happens ultimately, because of all this, it was Hitler who had this strong belief that it was the Jews and it was the communists who were majorly responsible for the defeat of Germany. And what did he do? While Germany, it was already going through this political and economical crisis, Hitler had promised that Germany would be getting back its old golden days, and he starts the complete formation of the party, which is Nazi, also known as National Social German Labour Party, along with his friends. Now, what were the actions over here? First of all, in this Hitler's young society, very young population of Germany, it was inducted. Army divisions was created. Now there were brown shirts with red armband having black swastikas. Okay. And there were brown shirts with red armband again. Okay. These are the same people. This was the army division that was formed under Nazi party. And what do we see? In 1932, elections were conducted in the Reichstag, which is the parliament of Germany, and Hitler had contested the poll over here, and it is said that he managed to get a majority and he became the leader of Italy, right? He was made the chancellor of Germany again. Now, what is this policy of anti-Semitism that was against the Jews? We all are very well familiar with the Holocaust. Yes, what is this Holocaust? It was killing of the Jews, right? It was the strong animosity towards the Jews, and he had started a anti-Jew policy, a complete anti-Jew policy, and number of repressive measures had been taken over here. What happened? First of all, German citizenship was completely banned from the Jews, and it was seen that they were boycotted, right, from any kind of cultural or social life in the German society. Is it clear what is happening from 1919 to 1939? In all these 20 years, right, we see that eventually that how did even Hitler got so much of power? One hidden reason over here is that policy of appeasement which was followed by the Britishers and the French nations, because they believed that again Germans could come up and take away their colonies and the territories. What are the arbitrary actions of Hitler against the Jews? First of all, taking away the property of the Jews. This was first thing done by them. Second, they were debarred from entering into any kind of government position. They were forced to wear a separate symbol for their distinctive identity. They were curtailed, or they did not had right to marry any German, and ultimately they were even sent to concentration camps to reduce their population, and it was the final solution which Hitler thought to kill all the Germans.